Hello, I'm going to quickly knock out Chapter 9, numbers 1, 2, and 3 right now. The graph to the right shows the production possibilities curve for 2020 and two potential production possibilities curves for 2021. Hypothetical might have been a better term there instead of potential. One is denoted 2021A and the other is 2021B. And then the first thing we have to answer is which of the labeled points corresponds to maximum feasible 2020 production that is more likely to be associated with the curve denoted in 2021A. So what I've done is reproduced the question diagram here, except kind of better because I could use colors and I labeled the things. I'm having a hard time lining it up with the screen so you can see it though. There we go. There we go. I use colors and I have the years and rows. I'm pretty happy with my artwork on this one, I have to tell you. So anyway, consumption goods are down here. Capital goods are up there. Just a reminder, capital goods are tools, property, plant, and equipment. They're stuff that makes stuff. Consumption goods are the stuff that we enjoy from day to day. And so when we're asked for the maximum feasible point that would most likely be associated with 2021A, well, what's the relationship between 2021A and 2021B? 2021B is farther out. It's more economic growth in the year. Hypothetical year, This is all very hypothetical, isn't it? So maximum feasible tells us something about the 3 points that we're choosing from, X, Y, or Z. Is point Z a maximum feasible point at all? It isn't. It's an inefficient point because it's within the production possibilities frontier for 2020. So Z cannot be our answer. I'm just going to knock that right out of there. Can't be Z. So, of the choices X and Y, which one would be more likely to get us to 2021A? Well, point Y is producing this much for capital goods. See A sub Y there. Point X is producing this much of capital goods. And what are capital goods again? Those are tools. They're stuff that makes stuff. So of these two, one of them is making more tools. So in the future, which one would lead to greater production possibilities? And clearly that would be letter X. Point X of the hypotheticals would produce more stuff. Point Y would produce less future growth. So Y is 2021A and X is 2021B, which is letter B. Which of them would be associated with 2021B? That would be X because it is more capital goods being produced today. And again, just to be clear, what does that mean? Why is that maybe hard to do? Because consumption goods at X are lower than they are for Y, and consumption goods are fun. So we have to give up fun today to have greater potential fun in the future. It's a nice illustration of a trade-off. We discussed it with the production possibilities curve, and now it's thrown at us as a question related to economic growth, because he follows this up with numbers 2 and 3. A nation's capital goods wear out over time. This is number 2. So a portion of its capital goods become unusable every year. It's called depreciation, wearing out of the capital stock. Stuff rusts, stuff breaks, stuff like that. Last year, its residents decided to produce no capital goods. Oh dear. It has experienced no growth in its population or in the amounts of other productive resources during the past year. In addition, the nation's technology and resource productivity have remained unchanged during the past year. Will the nation's economic growth rate for the current year be negative, 0, or positive? Well, if they're not producing any tools and tools are wearing out and nothing else is growing, their production possibilities are shrinking. So using this model, the production possibilities curve, if the situation that's being described here is the production possibilities curve shrinking inward. So that is negative economic growth. So the answer for number 3 is, number 2 is negative. Now in number 3, in the situation described in problem 9-2, suppose that vocational training during the year enables, enables the people of this nation to repair all capital goods so they continue to function well as new. In other words, people are getting some education on how to fix those tools as they're wearing out. All other factors are unchanged, however. In light of this single change to the conditions faced in this nation, will the nation's economic growth rate for the current year be negative, 0, or positive? Well, we already know that the wearing out of the capital stock would result in a negative growth rate. That's what we just answered in number 2. So now we're having an increase in this training. What do we call that in terms of our production function? That is human capital. So we have an increase in human capital, which is offsetting the decrease of depreciation offsetting the depreciation in capital. It doesn't say that the human capital is producing anything else. That's all they're learning to do, is to repair those machines. So the answer that the author is looking for here is that the growth rate would be 0, because the capital stock's wearing out, but they figured out how to keep the capital stock going with what they have, or to replace what's wearing out, keep it going. So they're just staying just constant. If the only human capital, as opposed here, that they are developing is that which maintains the existing capital stock. So that's the answer that the author is looking for, would be 0 economic growth with that situation. And that is 1, 2, and 3.